And unfortunately, Rosanna, later on we'll talk about, but Rosanna kind of.
Anytime I've seen that, anytime Jack gets confused or he's don't know which way to go there, he brings up a different topic. He'll bring up Rosanna, he'll bring up another, and redirect your attention away from it. I like to know, question is, how Bill Staton was descended from the McCoys. Like know who Bill Staton was married to. Nobody even knew where Bill Staton was buried at until Neil Warren, a historian from back home, told Sheila and I, and we went to the location and talked to the neighbor. We did a video on it. He's buried underneath the trash pile down at Sprigg, and we did a video. His grave is actually underneath, in his little tombstone, a garbage pile. Nobody even knew where he was buried at, much less who he was married to. And there still has never been any documentation of a 1878 hog trial that Jack talks about. Tough to recount history. This is not history. This is a joke. Some of the things that's been said, guys, it's not history. The witnesses was taken out of his own family. He was a Hatfield. Go ahead.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Ended up with the same fate. But there was kind of telltale signs early on, especially at this hog trial, that kind of facilitated what was to come.
Unbelievable. It just, no one is condoning these actions that were taken. No. It's just part of history, and we're recounting the history. But it's tough to recount the history without understanding the hardships that this.
Recounting history. And that's the remarks that you have to pay attention to, because if there's somebody watching this video and they're not familiar with the history or with the real history of the Hatfields and McCoy feud and so on, this gentleman just said, and he very well, I think he's innocent in this. I think he's counting on Jack. I think he thinks Jack actually knows the history to the feud. Jack's only lived in Sarah Ann for a couple of years now. He just moved back there a couple of years ago. He's not from there. He didn't grow up there, and he definitely doesn't know the feud history. You'll hear in a minute where he talks about the History Channel, the miniseries, and he's referring to it. That's his history teacher. But Ellis and Hatfield, we're talking about people being related, and maybe Jack's, but he's got his McCoy history mixed up with his Hatfield. But Ellis and Hatfield's wife was the sister to Bill Staton. If that helps, Bill Staton and Ellison Hatfield's wife were brother and sister. That's why Ellison was supposed to have got so mad after Bill Staton was killed, because that's his brother-in-law. But when it was all said and done, it was self-defense. They also say there's a trial for that. And Sam and Paris was let go because Devil Anse wanted to have peace. Really? But we've still never seen a trial. We've still never seen a court case. We've still never seen a court record. He talks about documents. He's not showing us any documents for the genealogy, for the charges, the court case, the trial records. Go ahead.
This particular area and these particular families went through. So anyway, the witness was taken out by a member of his own family, which was, kind of tough, so to speak.
Incorrect history.
Well, that's because that's what he was told.
Totally incorrect history. Yes. Thank you, Sheila. The gentleman just sat there and heard Jack say that. Right. Now, I don't think he's saying that from his own research or from him believing it. He's repeating what Jack just told him, and that's how this has evolved throughout the years about the feud, in order for people to think they know or want to know or want to impress upon others. Me and Sheila, we want to impress upon you that we know a little bit about the Hatfield McCoy feud, but we know about it through research and through documents.
Exactly.
Proof. The gentleman, it's probably coming up here. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's probably the next thing, I think.
the mix of all of this animosity going on and rivalry. And, again, there was a division between people that would work as commercialists, in the coal industry, in the lumber industry.
Guys, there was no coal industry during the Hatfield and McCoy feud. There was no McCoys working in the coal mines. There was no Hatfields working in the coal mines. Devil Anse had a small timbering business, but there was no coal boom or no coal fields. That's totally incorrect about the animosity towards any coal businesses or coal mining. That didn't come about until after the feud was over in the 1890s. There was a coal boom in later years,
Right.
but it was
After the hanging of Cotton Top.
thank you, babe.
Yeah.
After the hanging of Cotton Top. That's when the feud was not officially over. The feud was officially over when in 1928 when Jim McCoy and Tennis Hatfield shook hands and called a truce on the streets of Pikeville. 1928. That was the peace treaty. That was the peace between the two. And then again in 1976 when Willis Hatfield, the only living descendant of Devil Anses, and another Jim McCoy, the son of Uriah McCoy, met at Hardy and dedicated a tombstone to the 6 McCoy children that had perished or died during the feud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Spoken and written in the history, things like Devil Anse was 6 foot tall. Devil Anse was a captain. Devil Anse saved every man in his platoon by holding off a whole company of Union soldiers. These are things that's been written or spoken in the history throughout the years.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back up one moment to the land dispute. The land dispute was between Devil Anse and Perry Cline, one of Randall McCoy's cousins. So you had cousins, with the hog trial and.
Guys, the land dispute, because we're going to stop it a couple of times here. Land dispute. We've heard about this land dispute. It's on our list of 26 things that Sheila and I have listed for years and years and years that we'd like to see. Never been produced. It's like the hog trial. It's never been produced. They always say that there was this lawsuit where Devil Anse won 5,000 acres from Perry Cline. He says he likes documents. Where is that document that he's trying to show you right now? That here's the lawsuit between Devil Anse and Randall McCoy, or Devil Anse and Perry Cline. Where is it? There is no such case. There is no such trial. There is no such lawsuit. It's never been produced. It don't exist. It was spoken into history years and years ago by a Hatfield author, taken up for Devil Anse, and that's where it originated. And they continually carry that story with no evidence whatsoever.
Also, he stated that Perry Cline and Randall McCoy were cousins.
Yeah. Perry Cline and Randall McCoy was cousins. Perry Cline and Randall McCoy, this is elementary. This is something you should know just from the genealogy, just from knowing the two families. Perry Cline and Randall McCoy were no blood relation whatsoever. He's getting that from the old days from his other Hatfields that has written books and said that Perry Cline was just taken up for Randall McCoy in court and different things because they were cousins. Perry Cline was the brother to Patty Cline.
Mm-hmm.
And she married Asa Harmon McCoy.
Right.
No blood relation. Asa Harmon's wife, Patty Cline, would have been Randall McCoy's sister-in-law. Perry Cline would have been no blood relation whatsoever. But once again, this is 2024. This is a new fellow that just shown up on the scene, and all of a sudden he's saying the same stuff that had just gotten cleared up 20, 30, 40 years ago maybe, and corrected from Coleman C. Hatfield's book, and now here it reappears again. Go ahead.
Right.
With the land dispute. The land dispute was with Devil Anse, and that settled and went to court 3 months after the hog dispute did. And that land dispute was over 5,000 acres of land. So a lot of money you're talking about there. And Devil Anse won that court case against Perry Cline. So that just threw gasoline on the fire right there.
Isn't that great, guys? Isn't that great? Devil Anse won that court case 3 months after the pig trial. He won that court case for 5,000 acres. Okay, great. We know there's a court case. Where's it at, Jack? You say there's a court case. You say Devil Anse, she's kicking me. If I'm sounding rude, I don't mean to. I get, Sheila says I get passionate. I'm not ill here. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like that.
Exactly.
But my question is, where is the court case? Where is this court case? Jack knows all about it. He knows there's a court case. He knows it was 3 months after the pig trial. And he knows that Devil Anse won 5,000 acres. He knows that Perry Cline is cousins with Randall McCoy. Where is all these records? Where is all this evidence, documentation? That's Perry Cline on the screen right now. You can go ahead. That's Perry Cline, attorney, state representative, jailer, Kentucky's Pike County's youngest sheriff to ever serve, a dignitary. Nothing like what they portrayed him to be on the Hatfield and McCoy miniseries as a pedophile. Married to the same woman all of his life till they died.
Yep.
I think they were married like 38 years before passed away. He passed away at a young age. I won't say because it'd be a guess. I know it, but since we're trying to stay with facts, I won't go into it. But he passed away at a young age.
Good job. Let's see what we got here now.
And that's Patsy Cline right there in that picture.
Right.
That is her bonnet, but that is her in that picture down there in an old age. There's Asa McCoy.
Right here.
That's her husband there that they killed in 1865, January the 7th, 1865. And she's an old lady in that picture, but
Yeah. Times were rough.
there's Asa Harmon McCoy. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying times are rough. You had to work hard. See, look at there. It took everybody in the family to help out.